So, what's up, everybody? I don't know what's wrong with my phone, why it's got this weird Technicolor stuff going on. Oh, I guess I have it set on some kind of weird mode. How'd that happen? That's bizarre. So let me put that, there we go. Okay, so, this is my update, and it's not a good one. So, I was driving for Lyft. I had like this super long ride that, goddamn it, I wish I hadn't gotten now. So this, just in case you have any children or anything, you may not want to have children around, because I may drop a few F-bombs or something here, because I'm really pissed. So I know there's probably not anybody up right now, but I just felt like I need to vent. So I dropped my passengers off after I sat at White Castle with them for a while. It was a decent trip, over 30-something bucks. It was just a regular Lyft ride. I think I ended up with about 16 or 17 trips, maybe even 18. So I was within spitting distance of my goal. And I dropped them off, and I was driving back to the interstate, and I was going to hit downtown one last time for a last bar rush ride. And this idiot pulls out right in front of me, and I slammed on my brakes as hard as I could, and I still ended up hitting him. So luckily nobody was hurt. Luckily I didn't have a passenger. Luckily I wasn't even on the way to a passenger. I just had the Lyft app on, and me being honest like I am, which usually fucks me, which is what happened here, I got fucked, basically. And I had been saving up my earnings over the last 2 or 3 days. I hadn't done express pay, basically, because I'd like to let it build up a bit before I spend 50 cents every time, because that adds up quick if you start cashing out. So I called Lyft, and I probably should have never called Lyft. I honestly don't know what the policy on this is, and I probably should have just went on about my business, because I hit the guy, and it fucked his car up. He had to have a wrecker come to tow his vehicle, because where I impacted, which tells you how far back I had to try to stop, because this guy basically came right in front of me. I do have it on dash cam video footage. I'm waiting until I get home to see it, to review it. But I have a dash cam footage of it, obviously, because not only does it have a sensor that detects when there's an impact, but it also has a button that you can push to like save the last 5 or 10 minutes or whatever, which I pushed as soon as it happened. It hit him on the right front tire, basically, tore up the entire quarter panel there, and it looks like it might have broken a tie rod end or something on his end. But on mine, it kind of cracked the top of my headlight, and it bashed in my bumper pretty well on the left side of my bumper, and kind of cracked my grill, knocked my fog light out, a little bit out of the bumper cowling there, and kind of separated the side of my quarter panel, I guess, from the hood a bit. But I can still open my hood. There's no, and I think my hood is a little bit bent too on the very, very front. But it's still drivable. I'm driving right now, actually. It's still drivable. It's not smoking. It's not getting hot. Everything's working. I just replaced my fucking headlights too, and they're really fucking bright. Like, they're xenon headlights. So I don't know how the fuck this guy, he claims he didn't see me, and he was actually a soldier on his way back to Fort Campbell or something. Had his lady in the car with him, and neither one of them were hurt, luckily. So me being the honest person that I am, honest to a fault sometimes, and I get fucked because of it, and this is a situation that I definitely got fucked out of it before. So I'm not making my guarantee. It's just not happening, because I have now been deactivated by Lyft, and I threw a damn fit when they told me that I could not cash out the money that I had. I had $480 in there, and they were not going to let me cash it out because I was deactivated. And I said, are you fucking kidding me, basically? I was like, so you have 480 days. She said, oh, it'll just come out in your next pay period. And I was like, what? I said, I was actually intending to cash that out tonight, like this morning. And so it did that. They actually got me temporarily reactivated for 10 minutes and I actually had a ride. I was actually on the way to pick up like a really good ride at the Opryland Hotel, because I figured, hell, there's no real, it's just cosmetic damage to my vehicle. I don't even think I had the Uber app on at the time, so I guess I really could drive for Uber tomorrow and not worry about Lyft. But it just pisses me off that I got that fucking close to that damn guarantee, and now I can't do it. Now, they did send me an email, and they said that if I take pictures, well-lit pictures of all four sides of the vehicle, and send it back to them as an attachment on this email response that they sent me, that I can possibly be reactivated. We will see if that happens. In fact, I may stop at a really well-lit gas station on the way home and take the pictures, because I want to get those pictures in as quickly as possible, because apparently this team that reviews these things, the safety team or whatever, is only works during the day. So they don't work 24/7, but they do work every single day. So hopefully if I get these photos into them quickly, I can be reactivated in time to possibly salvage the rest of this. But the thing is, I mean, I got my acceptance rating back over 90%. I think I was sitting at 91%. Only had 5 or 6 rides to go, and then this shit happens. So, oh well. Just the way it happens sometimes, I guess. But I've already put in an electronic claim on Allstate. The cop who came out was really nice about it. I did have a cop come out. They filed an incident report. I smell a weird smell. I don't know if it's coming from my vehicle or not. I might have to check that out. Like I said, I'm going to stop at a gas station on the way to take pictures, so when I do that, I'm going to check everything out. It smells like kind of like rubber burning, but that may be, I've got my vent open, so it could be, it smells almost like brakes, but my brakes are fine. It's working just fine. Everything's working fine on my car. There's no fluids leaking. There's, like I said, it's just, as far as, oh hell, I think it's my overhead light. That's funny. Anyway, so I guess the words of wisdom here are, if you're involved in an accident while you have the app on for Lyft or Uber, don't report it, because they just deactivate you. So because there were no passengers involved, thankfully. That could have turned into a freaking nightmare. And basically, from what I understand, as far as their insurance, Lyft's insurance covers, it's just contingent liability, which basically means it only covers if my insurance does not cover. And I sincerely hope, I didn't really get to talk to the officer, that fault was established in my favor, and basically saying that, I was not at fault, because I was, like I said, I was on a road. There was not a stop sign. There was not a red light. There was nothing. I was just on a kind of a, road kind of in the middle of nowhere that was on the way to an interstate. And this guy just pulled out. He was crossing this road to get to another gas station for some damn reason. So he just shot across the regular lane, the turn lane, and then across my lane, trying to get into this freaking drive. And I slammed on my brakes as hard as I could. There really weren't a whole lot of skid marks, because my anti-lock brakes were pretty good, I guess. But I did hear some squealing from my brakes, and I tried to stop way back there, because I was like, fuck, and it just, I slammed on my brakes as fast as I could, and I just couldn't stop in time. I slowed down from what I was going. I think I was going the speed limit. I remember looking down at Waze and thinking, oh yeah, I'm within the speed limit here, and I'm just about to go onto the interstate, and then, like I said, this person just pulls right out in front of me, and like I said, I just smacked him, because there was no way I could not have smacked him like that. He just pulled across, and there was just not enough time to stop. And like I said, his car got the worst of it, I believe. Like I said, I'm going to investigate that smell too when I get out. So I'm going to do that. Guys, be safe out there. Have a good night. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm going to send these photos as quick as possible, see if I can get reactivated for Lyft. I mean, I am that close to getting that guarantee, and then this shit happens. Just goes to show you that this can be a dangerous job. So everybody be careful out there. I am done for the night. It's 4:28 a.m. Heading home. I'm getting in a really dark area. Sorry, I went completely dark there. There are no street lights out here right outside on 40 at mile marker 202. So I'm roughly 30 miles from my exit home. And it looks like I might have to readjust my headlight. It's kind of pointing down a little bit. But like I said, looks like it's good to drive. It's not overheating. I need to get gas, but that doesn't affect anything. Everything looks to be okay. I think my fog light still works. Holy shit, that's crazy. I couldn't believe my headlight, my fog light still works on my left side, the driver's side. That's bizarre. But it seems like everything's okay. I might need a new alignment again. I've got lifetime alignment with Firestone though, so that should be handled. But so, like I said, just be careful, guys. You never know when some moron is just going to pull right out in front of you. He should have been the one who had been watching more carefully, because I mean, I saw them over to the left and I just assumed they were waiting for me to pass, and then all of a sudden he just gunned it and just freaking shot out of nowhere, and just boom, it was just like, I mean, I slammed on my brakes, and the next thing I knew, I could just see him coming closer, and I was like, fuck, because I almost stopped in time. But the guy said something like he thought that I was going to go around him. There was no damn time to go around him. He, obviously, because I wouldn't have nailed him in the front right quarter panel if he had been that far across for me to go around the backside of him. It just wasn't possible. So anyway, like I said, hopefully the dash cam footage shows the fault there, and hopefully they repair my vehicle back to what it was like, because my car was like practically brand spanking new, even though it's a 2008 model. So anyway, guys, moral of the story is be safe out there, and if you get in a wreck that does not involve passengers, it just involves cosmetic damage to your car, do not contact Lyft like they tell you to, even if you had your app on, because they will just deactivate you and cause you not to get your guarantee, and even cause you temporarily not to even be able to do express pay. So like I said, the express pay thing, I was planning on doing it. I was planning on maybe getting one more ride, maybe one or two more rides, and that's, but I was going to do it with the destination filter on my way home, once I got a little closer to town. And oh well, then I was going to cash out express pay, but now I've already cashed out the express pay, because they did reactivate me for 10 minutes, so good on Lyft for doing that. I kind of went off on the girl, and I apologized to her after she came back on the line, because it's not her fault, that's the policy. But she did go, like I said, and get her supervisor, and was willing to do that, and they reactivated me for 10 minutes, just long enough for me to hit my express pay button and get back out. And I canceled a ride, but technically I don't think it should count, because I was deactivated temporarily at the time, so it shouldn't be a problem, I hope. So I'm going to get off at one of these exits here real quick, take some pictures of the car, and hopefully they will deem it appropriate or satisfactory to put back on the platform, and I can drive tomorrow and finish out my rides, even though I think I may have a sneaking suspicion that I may be over the $8.95. I did really good tonight, actually. I had almost $80 on Uber, or $70. I think it was $69 and some change. And then on Lyft, I ended up with like, I don't know, 150, 160 bucks, something like that, because I had a lot of tips. So I got a tip on every single ride, just about. The last ride that I took through White Castle gave me a $10 cash tip, and the ride was a 75% prime time, and it was like 30-something bucks because the guy took so long going inside White Castle instead of just me going through the drive-thru because he had to use the bathroom or something. So anyway, guys, be safe. I hope you guys have a better weekend than I have so far. It definitely was Friday the 13th, even though it's technically Saturday the 14th now, because this kind of shit, this is really the first true wreck I've been in, besides somebody rear-ended me one time because they were following too closely and didn't notice when I turned my turn signal on and I was braking, and they just slammed right in the back of me. That was a teenager. Didn't really hurt my car much then either. No tips in Philadelphia on Lyft or Uber or both. I don't know. I get tips all the freaking time, man. I get like $5. I get tips. I get $5 tips sometimes on $4 rides. It's crazy. So I basically I way over make up for Lyft's fees doing that. Sometimes I get $10 tips, $2 tips, $1 tips. No Uber or Lyft. Holy shit, man. Okay, so yesterday I had quite a few rides, and most of them were smaller rides. Sorry, you have to forgive me. I don't know if you saw the first part, but I just had a wreck a little bit ago. So I'm now deactivated from Lyft temporarily because, me being honest, I fucked myself over. I shouldn't have called him, honestly. I didn't have a passenger in the car, was not on the way to pick up a passenger. I just had the app on. I probably shouldn't have even reported it because it was cosmetic. But as far as tips go, I mean, yesterday I didn't get hardly any tips at all. I don't think, maybe one ride gave me a tip on Lyft, and I had like I had 10 rides. That's what it was. 10 rides yesterday. Almost no tips, but I had like 14 rides, or what did I say, 16? I honestly don't know. I have to look back at my Lyft account. Had like 16 something rides on Lyft today, and almost every single one of them gave me a tip. Whether it was $1 or $2, $3, $5. I think I got a $10 on there. Because I only had one plus ride out of all those rides. I was really kind of surprised by that. I had a few Uber XLs. I actually ended up canceling a few Uber XLs. I had a cancellation fee on Lyft tonight too. Tried to call the guy, wouldn't answer. The little stick figure was nowhere to be found. I think he was probably like a long way away, and put his home address as the pickup location instead of where he was. But anyway, I got $5 for it because he was not there. So, but yeah, I get tips all the time, cash tips included. I haven't been getting as many cash tips recently, but most of my tips have been in-app. But I've gotten over, I guess in the last few days, $75 or so in tips. Yeah, your star rating can fall in the very beginning a lot, because keep in mind that on Lyft, it's your past 100 trips. It's an average of your past 100 trips. So I wouldn't fret about it too much or worry about it too much, because it will go up over time. It's just, when you first start out, I mean, honestly, mine didn't go that low, but and my Uber didn't go that low either. I'm at a 4.95 on Uber with over 1,600 rides, and I'm at effectively a 5-star on Lyft with over 600, almost 700 rides. So I think that's pretty good. The last time I saw the feedback summary, it was like 4.96 or 4.97 on Lyft. At one point, I was rolling around with a 4.99 for a long time, and then I guess I had somebody give me like a 4-star or something, because it didn't go down that much. It only went down 0.02. But Uber, I've still got a 4.95 over, like I said, over 1,600, probably almost close, approaching 1,650 rides. So out of 1,650 rides, I don't remember the percentage, but I do have a 1-star showing on there, and I have no idea where it came from and why it's still there, but it's still there showing on my thing. So, guys, I'm gonna get off of here. Yeah, at the very first, they kind of give you a little more leeway as well. So, I forget what they do, give you like a period of time where they don't really look at your star rating that much, and you won't get deactivated on Uber unless you get below 4.6, I believe. I think it's the same for both 4.6 on Uber and Lyft, but it will fluctuate wildly at first. So don't be worried if, you know, it really depends on the number of rides that you give them. So, excuse me, I'm a bit tired now. I had an adrenaline rush when I had that wreck. So, but I wouldn't worry about it too much at first because it will fluctuate wildly as you take rides. Yep, no problem. I think I'm going to get off on this exit. So I'm going to get off on this exit and take my pictures and go the hell home. And go the hell to sleep. Because I'm just freaking pretty mad right now about this whole deactivation thing. Because I reported a freaking accident. Because I was a good citizen and reported a freaking accident, I get punished for it. So anyway, I hope you guys, like I said, have a better night than I did. What the hell? Oh, it's not the entrance. I hope you guys had a better night than I did. I had a really good night, honestly. I had really nice people that I had for passengers and stuff like that. It just turned out that it turned into a suck fest when I had that little wreck. So I'm going to park this under a well-lit street lamp, and then I am going to take my pictures. And thank you, man. Hopefully I get reactivated soon. I've still got Uber, because I think I didn't even have the Uber app on at the time, because I was trying for the Lyft ride more than the Uber ride at that point. So the night is over. I should be able to still drive for Uber with just this cosmetic damage on there. I may not leave select on because somebody might say something on that. I mean, it's not super bad. As a matter of fact, hell, I'll get out now. And I'll show you the damage myself. So, here's the damage. Some discoloration right here. Probably can't see it. Let me, there we go. That's better. So, as you can see, top of my headlamp right here is cracked. The grill is pretty smashed up right here. There's a piece about to fall out, actually. Down here is the dent where it actually made the contact right here. It busted this part of the bumper in here. It knocked this fog lamp loose, but I was able to kind of secure it. Knocked this out a little bit here, and it separated this side from my hood a little bit here too. So, like I said, it's relatively cosmetic damage, but I don't know if they're going to reactivate me or not, but I'm going to take these pictures. You guys have a good night. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and if you're looking to drive for Lyft or Uber, just go ahead and put my link in if you would. So you guys have a good night. Be safe. Be careful.